hak, tula ebash ti ich dokwibash bak chad. Long ago, Dokwibash walked the earth, changing everything to the way that it is today. Las quadad tiich ba squadguaded. He carried with him all of the languages. As he created each group of people, he gave them a language, carefully selecting the best languages that he had. Utlachil altiswatuftichal, and when he arrived to our land, he still carried a great number of languages. He did not want one to go to waste. That is why there are so many different languages among the natives of the Sound Country and to the north. After he had scattered the languages, the different tribes found out that they could not understand one another. They weren't satisfied with the way that Dokwibash had created the world, and they decided that they needed to work together to make some much-needed changes. For instance, the sky was much too low for everybody's convenience. The taller people would bump their heads into the sky. Some of the animals would get their antlers stuck. And some people got in the habit of climbing trees and making their way into the sky world, which is forbidden. All of the people gathered together. They needed to come up with a plan to push the sky up higher. But how could they do this? If nobody spoke the same language, how could they understand when they should work together? And then a leader had said, "We have a word in our language which means proceed, and that word is Yahau. So let's pass this word along, and we know that when we say this word together, we all could lift up the sky." While the news was being passed about the word, people gathered and they started making the poles that they would use to lift the sky. All of the people were ready. They braced their poles against the sky, and the command, Yahau, was given. Everybody lifted as hard as they could, and they raised the sky just a little bit. After the second, Yahau, the sky was raised a little higher. After the fourth attempt, everybody gave all of their strength as they raised up the sky, yelling, Yahau. Now it happened that just as the people had been ready to shove the sky up, 3 hunters who had been chasing 4 elk for several hours came to where heaven and earth nearly met. The elk jumped into the next world, and of course, the hunters and elk were raised with it. To this very day, you can see them in the sky at night. The 3 hunters form the handle of the dipper. The one in the center is leading his dog, the tiny star so close to him. The 4 elk form the rest of the dipper. Another thing that had happened when the sky was being lifted, the birds were helping raise the sky, and they were singing loud and loud, trying to give strength as they lifted the sky. When it was lifted up on the 4th time, their songs got stuck in the clouds. The world grew silent without those beautiful songs of the birds. So all of them got together to try to figure out how they can go back up and bring the songs back down to all of the birds. The cheb, the birds of prey, they said, "We're the strongest ones. We can fly up there. We can get the songs and bring them down." Each one of them would try, and they would get just so high, but not high enough. Some of the water birds, they would try to flap up and go as high as they could, but they couldn't get high off the ground. It was one little bird, Tz'itzqed, who had a great idea. Nobody really wanted to listen to her, but Yahuwah said, let us give her a chance. Let's hear what she has to say. Tz'itzkad said, if I could get on the wings of the strongest bird, when they fly up just as high as they can go, I can take off and I can fly higher. I could get up there and bring the songs down, carrying them on the back of a great bird. Eagle said, I believe in you. Let's give this a try. Get on my back. So Eagle flew her up as high as he could, and when he couldn't get any further, she flew up, and she was able to gather all of the songs, and she carried them back down. Eagle told her that she could help pass out the songs. She gave all of the quacking to all of the water birds. She gave the screeching to the birds of prey. She gave Eagle the most beautiful song of all. And to all of her small bird relatives, she gave the most beautiful songs. With the word Yahau and the people working together, they were able to lift the sky to where it is today. And by working together and listening to little Tz'itzkad, the birds were able to have their songs brought back down from the sky. That's the end of this story. And I hope you carry with you the word Yahau. Proceed.